Welcome to The Explainer, where today we're breaking down the just unbelievable story of a meme coin that seemingly came from nowhere and shot for the stars. Yeah, you're seeing that right, 623,000% in just 7 days. We had to double check that. It's not a typo. That's the kind of number that just breaks your brain a little bit. Now, a move like this, it grabs headlines, right? It's all over social media, but it also raises a really crucial question for anyone watching from the sidelines. Is this a rocket ship you should be jumping on? Or is it a trap just waiting to spring? All right, here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll start with that unbelievable surge, then get into the surprisingly wholesome story behind it all. We'll dissect the anatomy of a classic meme pump, look at the bull versus the bear case, and this is the important part, we'll show you how to spot these hidden traps for yourself. Finally, we'll wrap up with the real takeaway. Okay, let's kick things off with that unbelievable surge. I mean, we've seen the headline number, but digging into the stats behind Asteroid Coin tells an even crazier story. So, you see the price, the market cap, all that stuff, but look at this right here, the volume to market cap ratio. It's sitting around 55%. What does that mean? It means that on this day, over half of the coin's entire value was traded. That's not investing, folks. That is pure, high-octane speculation. It's a sign of a market that's just churning like crazy. Okay, so you need more than just wild numbers to make a meme coin fly. You need a story. An Asteroid Coin story? Well, it's literally out of this world. And that's what gave it such a massive edge. And this is really the secret sauce, right? Most meme coins are just, a funny picture in a dream. But this one, it was tied to a real-life space mission, Polaris Dawn. And get this, the mission's mascot, this little Shiba Inu plushie named Asteroid, was designed by a young cancer survivor. So you've got space, you've got a cute dog, and you've got an amazing feel-good box story. That's not just a meme, that's marketing gold. So with that amazing story as rocket fuel, let's look at the price chart. Because the way this whole thing played out, wow. It followed a classic textbook pattern. If you've been around markets long enough, you've seen this shape before. Analysts broke it down into 3 clean phases. First, you get the pump. That's the insane vertical spike where FOMO kicks in and everyone piles on. Then comes the distribution. That's where the smart money, the early buyers, start quietly selling off their bags to the new crowd. And finally, you get the consolidation, or the recovery bounce, that little glimmer of hope where new buyers jump in thinking, hey, maybe it's going to go for round 2. So after that roller coaster ride, the price is just kind of sitting there. And this is where every trader is faced with a massive dilemma. 2 completely opposite stories start to emerge. And this is the classic showdown, isn't it? On one side, you have the bulls. They're looking at that high trading volume and saying, look, people are still interested. It's just refueling for the next leg up. But then you've got the bears. They're shaking their heads, pointing at the chart and saying, folks, this is a classic trap. The early investors are cashing out, and there's nothing, literally nothing, holding this price up except for pure hype. But wait, forget the charts for a second. Beyond all the trading chatter, there was a much, much bigger risk hiding in plain sight. Or rather, hidden in the code. Security auditors took a look at the smart contract, and what they found was, well, it was a huge red flag. So here's the bombshell. The coin's developer, they still held all the keys. The smart contract wasn't fully decentralized. They had the power to literally turn off the sell button for everybody else. They could change the fees, or worse, they could mint 1 billion new tokens, making yours worthless. This is the classic setup for a rug pull, where the developer can just trap everyone's money and walk away. It's the ultimate existential threat. So this whole crazy story, it's a perfect teachable moment. It's a masterclass in something that traders call a market trap. And learning how to spot these is absolutely crucial if you want to survive in these markets. All right, first up, the bull trap. It's just like it sounds. The market tries to trick the bulls. You see the price punch through a key resistance level, a ceiling, and you think, yes, we're breaking out to the moon. So you buy, but it's a fake out. The price immediately slams back down, leaving you and all the other hopeful buyers trapped at the top. And then you've got the opposite, the bear trap. This one's designed to trick the sellers. You see the price fall through a key support level, a floor. Everyone panics. They think, oh no, it's crashing, and they sell. But just as they do, whoosh! The price rips back upward, leaving all the panicked sellers behind, watching the rocket leave without them. So the big question is, how do you avoid these? Well, there are clues. The biggest one is volume. A real genuine breakout is going to happen on huge volume. A trap? Often the volume is kind of weak, it's not convincing. You can also look for things like divergence, where the price is going up, but your momentum indicators are going down. But honestly, the simplest check is this. When a level breaks, does it stay broken? If it breaks through that ceiling and then just flops right back down, that's a giant red flag. You're probably looking at a trap. Okay, so after digging through all that, the numbers, the story, the traps, what's the real takeaway from the whole asteroid coin phenomenon? I think this quote from an analyst really nails it. For assets like this, the outcome is usually binary. They either keep going parabolic, just defying all logic, or they crash and burn, losing almost all their value. There's really no kind of works out middle ground here. And that brings us to the most important lesson of all. You have to learn to separate the story from the trade. The story of Asteroid Coin? It's awesome, it's compelling, it's emotional, it's got a cute dog. But none of that changes the fact that the asset itself is a pure 100% high-stakes speculative gamble. And knowing that difference, that's everything. It's what separates a smart speculator from just another gambler. So the next time you see a crypto rocket taking off, the question you have to ask yourself is, are you really seeing an opportunity? Or are you just looking at the bait in a very, very clever trap?